Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Chart Prime Live classes. Today, Tuesday's Q&A Chart Prime Live. Today is dedicated for some Q&A. Please let me know if you have any questions. Any and all of your questions should be answered in this class, or at least being pointing at where is the video to solve that question. But in the meantime, let's get it. I think we have the recording good and correctly. And I don't know if it's just me, but the camera is not working, is it? Let me know if we have any trouble with the internet or something. Let me know. Video and audio, okay, perfect. Love it. I do have an issue on my other end. Let me connect and reconnect. Maybe that'll fix it. Let's get it. All right, so Malik, how is it going, Malik? We're gonna be talking about the taking profits, setting stop losses, and managing your risk, as we promised, Malik. But guys, also if you have any questions, please let me know. Um, feel free to ask any and all of your questions. All right. So let's get it started. Let's go, Malik. Let's get started today. And give you one asset. Give me your favorite asset and your favorite time frame, and we can dedicate the class to that asset. That'll be pretty good. I would love settings for Oracle and Dynamics Pro for scalpers. Uh, Madrina or Madrina. Hopefully, I wish I could give you that quick of an answer. The better answer, the most professional answer, it is there are not just better settings, right? There are just not settings for scalpers. Because let me ask you a question. Um, what are you scalping? Like I can scalp the 4 hours, you can scalp the 15 minutes, you can scalp the 30 minutes, you can scalp the 12 minutes, you can scalp the 5 minutes, you can scalp the 3 minutes, you can scalp the 1 minute, right? So 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm sorry. The point is that there's just no settings for dedicated stuff, right? There is a process because this is not about fixing you into one single thing. It is about configuring the indicators the way that you see the markets. All right, let me give you an introduction in that, and then we'll move into it. So really quickly, let me see if I can get the video working. I don't know why is this just not playing out on my end. I think it's one of those days that the thing doesn't want to play with me. All right, so at least we have the screen recording. Let's go with that. So we have a link. I'm looking for a link bounce at these areas, maybe into the loud order block. Maybe we have a goose head, so on and so forth. All right. But let's get started first with Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin is steady. It doesn't matter what happens. If Bitcoin moves, everything else moves. All right. So I'm gonna cut my camera because it's not working on that end. All right. So let's maybe not waste that bandwidth, and let's go to Bitcoin. Let's go to this chart in Bitcoin. All right. So I already have a video for that. So guys, I already linked the important classes. Thank you, my friend Dagat. Really appreciate it. Madrina, go to your there is Dagat pushing there the aesthetics and strategies courses. So if you click the important classes, you have the important classes set up. All right. So let me show you how that goes and where to find it. And then I'll just give you a quick introduction. All right. So let's just copy the link and let's paste the link in here. All right. So it will take you here if these things work. So why is it not working? All right, whatever. Let me just open up another Discord really quickly this way. Okay, perfect. Then you go to your left. There is your Discord in here. All right. Once you're on Discord in here, to Chart Prime, then you go to your left, and to your left, you're gonna be looking for additional content, and to additional content, important classes. All right. This is what I get the most from, don't get this wrong, all right? But for newbies that they're not maybe not paying attention to what's happening around in the surroundings, right? This is a very common mistake. And it's technically correct, the mistake, all right? But let's go check this out. If you click on the very first video, this is the video that I do recommend you watching, all right? And it's the same video that the Dag had mentioned. You'll see that right here it shows, hey, Market Oracle 212. And then that's what people stop watching. And that's it. They said it's outdated. Wait, hold on. We tried to, and this is important, we tried to give you the front end always to look exactly the same or at least the most similar as possible, all right? And we always try to simplify stuff, all right? So you don't need to relearn it every single time that we have an update. So let's go, for example, here and to this Bitcoin chart, all right? And you'll see that I have Market Oracle Pro Plus, but in there you're using, or we are using, just a regular Market Oracle. By the way, searching it here, it will not going to work. So you do need to add it from invite only scripts. And then you just add your Market Oracle. That's it. Just your Market Oracle. This one, not Stranging Brand, Chart Prime. Where's my Market Oracle? Come on, Pro. Oh, here it is. Perfect. This is it. It takes a little minute. And then it appears in here, right? Number 3, as you can see right here. So let me turn everything off so we don't have that noise around, all right? And here's my Market Oracle. If I turn it on or if I turn down the settings, you'll see signal mode trend and then tuning 20, all right? Let's go to the video and then you'll see right here, signal mode trend, exactly the same. You see, exactly the same trend. And then sensitivity 20 and then trend agility 80. We have just removed the trend agility. Hey, what's up, Alex? How's it going? And just so you don't get confused, I mean, we have made this much easier on you, right? Is it missing? Yes. Why? Because we found a mathematical way to introduce your agility within your sensitivity. All right. So just so you know, that's one of the 2 difference or one of the 3 difference into the video, right? So let's go check that out. So instead of you're changing your tuning and your sensitivity and agility, you just change your tuning. That's it, right? Just so you know, the same thing happens there and then here. In 43, it's my preferred tuning for anything. 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 6 hours, it doesn't matter. Now, let me bring up your attention on, hey, it's not that because I'm in 15 minutes, I'm going to be changing my tuning. Not really. You can fine tune it, yes, because the more that you diverge, the more you need to recalculate this, right? But the point is that you're teaching your indicator to search the length of the trends that you're looking for, because this is trend mode. This is not buy and sell mode. This is not top and bottom mode. This is trend mode, all right? Another very important thing is use your dynamic reactor. It's already turned on based on this one. Let me turn that off, all right? And of course, let me, just so you don't get confused, let's also turn this one off, all right? And I don't know what the hell did I have here? All right, perfect. And in the 15 minutes, the point is that when you have your dynamic reactor is going to help you understand whether you're bullish or bearish. All right, it's as easy as this. And I go through this on the classes. All right, I first look for my trend lines. There's nothing better than a trend line. Period. That's it. All right. So learn your trend lines. That's going to help you a lot. And then you just draw your trend lines. And then once you have your trend lines, you want a sell signal the highest that you can. All right. And a buy signal the lowest that you can. Nonetheless, your trend line is broken when your trend is broken. Your trend is broken when your trend line is broken. Not at the bottom, not at the top. All right. Like, for example, here, where is my trend broken? My trend, it doesn't end here. It ends right here. So my actual trend strong, it's this one. Breakout, retest, continuation. And then you change of trend. All right. That is important when you fix your tuning. So right now, if I double click on any of those, it's going to take me to 43. You see that 43 does a pretty good job here, but being in the 15 minutes, and I need here to be slow. All right, just a quick tip because I like it to be a little bit longer and take its time. I would need to just, for example, let me just wait for this. There it is. To maybe change this. The higher this number, the more distance in between flags there is. That's the easy answer. The actual answer is the bigger the trends you look for. So you already have defined your trends, all right? Do not make the mistake of doing this. Oh, this is my trend. That is not your trend. That is a trade. All right. So, I mean, yes, it has a trend line. Perfect. It can be defined as a trend. Yes. Lower lows, right? And higher and lower highs. Perfect. But the point is, this is part of a bigger structure, right? The rule of thumb is just scroll out as much as it will go. Once you scroll out as much as it will go, that movement, that big ass movement, that is your trend. And then everything within the trend, the micro trend, the inner trend, that is your trades. All right. So, as a scalper, you should be looking to buy here and sell here, to sell here and buy here. That's what a scalper does, right? Scalps the inner trend, right? You want to move faster, all right? Go to the 5 minutes. Do the same thing, right? Scroll out as far as it will go, right? Let me clear this up. And then you find your trend lines, all right? And now that you have found your trend lines, like this, then you start pairing or changing your tuning. What is going to be the number? I don't know. I have no idea what is going to be your tuning, right? But I know that mine fixed 43 because I trade on the 4 hours, and then it works for me on the 15 minutes, and it works for me on the 1 hour, and it works for me on the daily. All right. But let me give you an example. For example, here I would actually go for something like 60. All right. Let's wait for this to stop moving. And there it is. Like, there you go. It is very nicely accommodating to that trend line. It's not perfect, right? But also remember that you have your dynamic reactor. As I broke above dynamic reactor, I have my trend change. Perfect. As I break below, I have a trend change. And as I break above, I have a trend change. Having back and forth, that give you ranging. That's why if you have three signals in like one after another, that is telling you, hey, we're ranging. And if you're an experienced trader, you understand that ranging, it is the most profitable zones, all right? Or at least waiting zones. So that's what I explained on this video. Go check that out. And there's one more caveat here. There is smart money concepts right here. So you will be fine, or you will trying to find smart money concept. Don't fight it. If there's smart money concept, it is now inside of your market dynamics. Any market dynamics, bro. You have your order blocks, you have your your volume profile, you have your POC, you have your predictive ranges. Everything that I explained there, it is right there. All right. So go watch the video. Just want to give you that little quick introduction. So you don't need to, you know what I mean? I mean, you know a little bit more into it. Let me answer Gary's question. What does the difference is the what difference in the heights and lows of the oscillator pro means? Highs and lows. Flipping the ribbons? Or what highs and lows, Gary? Let me know. No, you're the best. My pleasure, my pleasure. And thank you so much for taking the time to explain that to me. It's really appreciated. My pleasure, Madrina. My pleasure, Madrina. By the way, if you go simple, you're gonna do great. All right. And take advantage of these classes. If something is not working out for you, make a note. And then when you come to the classes, like for example, take a look at Gary. Gary, I think he already had it prepared. He's already experienced trader, and he keeps taking advantage of the classes, right? He snipshot something, he explained what's up, and then on the class, tags us, and then pushes the question, right? We're here to help you. We are here to get you profitable. Take advantage of that, all right? And slow is fast, right? Just so you remember. Gary, what's the difference? The height and low of the oscillator pro means, for example, this one on the 15 minutes time frame. Is there a higher high with a bearish divergence than a lower high? What does that mean? Can you say price could be going down or? All All right, divergences, just highs and lows of the ribbon. All right, let me explain that. Let's go to 30 minutes. I think that would be easier right now in this price action. All right, perfect. Your ribbon is shows momentum, period. All right. So if you have, for example, let's just call it out like this. You have a rocket, your rocket being your price action. All right. Your asset. So you push or you put fuel into your rocket, right? So that means because your rocket has fuel, has the potential. It doesn't mean that it's going to go up, right? I mean, just look at what happens to the very early rockets of SpaceX, right? They just blew up at the I mean, not even took off, right? Or they had a like what a almost a full tank, and then they blow up midway, right? That also happens with the price action. But theoretically, right, we can say that as long as we do have fuel, right, we are entitled. We think that the thing can still go up in price action. All right. For that, we need a measurement. And I'm going to get to the highs and lows in a bit, but we have a measurement. That measurement is your zero line. This is your zero line right here. It's a very faint on the plus because many things are happening here. The way that you can make it outstand, just go to a horizontal, click anywhere, and in purpose, I'm just going to push it down there, all right? Double click and do 0 on your coordinates. And then on style, make it a little bit thicker, right? I like to set just a second one, and I do like to make it white. Why? Because I'm a big lover of that zero line. All right, perfect. So it's just like your fuel thing on your car, right? Above your zero line, you are midway on your tank. You're still good. You still have full tank to go up. All right. When you get at the top, that is telling you, hey, this is the empty zone, right? So the fuel has run out. We are at the top. And since this doesn't measure fuel, it measures momentum, the same momentum as any other thing, as a rocket. This is a combination of how much fuel you have and how in the mass of your rocket. Just for easy understand, the weight of your rocket, all right? So if you are at the top, that is the top conversion between you just converted all of your fuel to lift. Do you have any fuel left? No. So what are we expecting? Yeah. To right? And let's see what happens there. In fact, let's just actually close the price action. Oh, the other way around. Come on. Oh my God. Sorry about that. Let me see. Sometimes it looks like I don't know what the F I'm doing. All right. There we go. And let's just mark those tops. All right. Those tops in here, especially the ones that are very close to the red thing in here. Why? Because those areas are basically maxing out as max as it can go our proprietary RSI. So you also have an RSI built in, all right, which is just the limit of it. But let's just go for those tops, all right. So basically, it's telling you, hey, you know what? We have reached the top, and then let's just change the color of this, and let's make them, I don't know, orange. Not red, but orange, all right? And let's call for those bottoms, right? Those extremes bottoms. And when we see the flip of the ribbon. The point in here is that we're looking for the ribbon to flip, all right? So let me now answer your question. What does the tops and bottoms mean? Your tops means that you already have used all of the fuel that you got, all right? So you don't have enough fuel, so you need to come back down and refuel once again, all right? And then the bottom says, hey, you know what? We already have come back down a lot. We already have enough time to refuel or auto refuel, all right? It's like refilling by osmosis. And then our tank is full, so we might be able to push farther, all right? Or to cut down the fall. So let's go over here and let's check that out. Look at that. Oh man, I'm always doing the same thing. Come on. Do I need to double click? Are you kidding me? Alex, what am I doing wrong here?
Expand.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I was just blind on it. All right, so there you go. Top.
It's okay. It's when you know sometimes it's hard when you ride the bike for the first time.
Well, that's me riding the bike. Maybe I just need to take out the wheels of it, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. So this is where something happens. Like theoretically, we should be going lower, right? We should be having a correction. All right. So we did have a correction sideways, right? So this is sign of strength. All right. But overall, bottom, retracement, bottom ish, right? Top, top ish, right? Correction or slightly going down, bottom, right? Going up, top, right? Going down, bottom, right? Going up, top, right? Going down, bottom, right? And here's the thing. Here's where your dynamic reactor and your market oracle comes into place. Like let's bring up our what is it? Our market oracle here. Let me turn it on, right? And here's where you combine those two. So, are you into a buy signal? Yes. Are you above your bullish signal? Yes. So your oscillator, it's telling you, hey, correction to keep going upwards. All right. When we break that pattern, let's go and break that pattern. There it is. Like for example, in here. All right, let's go like this way. The things start changing a little bit. Top, again, top, and bottom goes lower, right? Top may not go as high because right now we're bearish, so we should be going lower, right? And bottom, well, slightly lower. High right here, slightly high, slightly high. No, at this point we're above our ceiling, so we're pushing fuel, right? We're trying to change the trend, but once again, we were not able to. And lower low, lower high, right? Lower low, lower low, lower high, like lower high, lower high, lower low, and that was right here. And then another a bullish divergence. This is where we start talking about divergences. Let's leave divergences for another day because I need to tackle also Malik. But Ger, did I answer your question? Please let me know. And divergences are telling you, hey, we have buying pressure despite we have no fuel. So the thing are moving the other way around. So expect a correction anytime soon. All right. To balance out the market. Malik,
You're a professional.
appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it. So let's go to link. The request was on link 15 minutes. Let's go and do another link that I don't have
It's
on
dead.
hand. Haven't you
Actually,
heard?
good bottoming structure now. Retest to previous highs. It actually looks good, like it could push here. So
Let's go. You heard it here first, folks. Link is
it
going to
looks like it can
800.
push. Oh fuck.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks, going there. Yeah.
But yeah, by the way, let me. This is the I have
Careful, that
a.
will get you. That will get you kicked off of YouTube forever. Eh? You better be careful.
That will give me kicked out. Yes, I know, I know. I was actually looking for a last bottom here. I was looking for a long at 1815, but might be leaving me out. I don't know, bro. But yeah, I think you're right. All right, let's go to link. I have nothing here, right? Let's just turn this off and look at this. This is what Madrina, look at this. Look at how, let me show you. I'm using 43, right? You don't need to use 43. Use what makes sense to you because we want you to make money. I'm already making money, right? Because the point is that I use 43. And Alex, what is your preferred number you're trending?
8.
8. And he makes an insane amount of money. And I do 43 and I also make money. You see? So it's not about the number. It's about what works for you, what makes sense for you, right? So I give you the video, but look at this. As we break through dynamic reactor, we have to sell. As we break up, we have to buy. As we break down, I have to sell. This is important. I try to force them, quote unquote, force them. So I have a dual setup in here. Why?
Just trade the balloon dogs. That's all.
Oh, perfect. Is that a balloon dog? Oh, no, it is not. But it's kind of like a forming.
Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin. Got it. Got it. But here it is. Like, look at, for example, in this case, right? When I start seeing, hey, I'm shorting and then pumps back up and then I long and pumps back down. Hey, I have two signals together. That's ranging. So you just define what was my previous low, what was my previous high. Buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, buy low, and then they wreck you. Perfect. Sell signal below dynamic reactor, breakout, retest, continuation, and then once again, back on range, right? You see how you pick up? Yes, you're gonna get one stop loss or two stop downs. That is fine. All right. But look at how it's pairing. So when you start having this very nice out of ranging zones, there we go, right? It pairs very, very nicely. All right. Coming back down to how to manage your risk. Let's turn this on. So Malik, you mentioned 15 minutes time frame. Perfect. Here's the thing. Right now, buy bottoms, tops, buy bottom, and I want to break back up. This is telling me, and I'm also maxing out. This is telling me that I could be doing something like this. All right. This also means that I could be ranging on link 15 minutes. All right. Let me just clear this up. Am I on the right chain link? It just looks so different. All right. Whatever. Let me just do one more thing. I see. All right. Let's go to the 15 minutes. That thing was just just creeping me out. All right. The point is right here. We have broken, all right? Break your structure, coming back down, going for a retest, almost at the top. We might be having a bounce, but you also have a trend line coming on in here. Where is that trend line? You can automatically turn that on. Where is my trend lines? In this case, it's not appearing, but you can also draw it yourself like this, right? You have this trend line like this, or better yet, this trend line like this, all right? So if you lose your trend line, you lose your trend, and you're going to be looking for that structure, all right? Nonetheless, and here's where you go for. So are you going to be buying the top? Yes or no? At least not for me. I need to break through, all right? And this might feel like you're wasting the trade. You're not. You're just letting go the difficult part, all right? And then on the way back down, finding your support as we have a flip of the ribbon on the zero line and we have money flow. That's where you enter for your long. Here's where you go. All right. I'm telling you, don't trust the markets right now. So if you're not trusting the markets right now, you might be opening up a long. All right. Then you turn on your support and resistances or order blocks. Let's see if we can turn this on in here. All right. Perfect. And where we have confluence, look at the confluence that we have a little bit higher. So my entry might be a little bit higher after the loud order block, and my stop loss below or at previous highs, previous resistance becomes new support. So my stop loss below that new support, and then aiming to my next area of liquidity a little bit below, right? Something like this. So first of all, am I higher than 1-to-1? If the answer is yes, all right, you might be able to jump in with risk. So for me, it's all right. I know Alex likes to have a 1-2-3. That is a much better target. All right, just so you guys know. But let's just actually take those uncertainty targets, right, to practice our setup. So let's just say that we have $1,000, right? So you can change three things in here. First thing that you can change, how much money you're going to be pushing into your trade. That's up to you. For me, it's a max of 3% when I'm pretty sure of the market. I'm not pretty sure of the market. So how can I lower my risk? What's the other thing that I can change? I can change the X amount of leverage. All right, so 1x, 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x, 75x, 100x, right? Which is multiplying whatever I have for a loan, a bank loan. But be aware that your collateral is your real money. And the bank, they can produce, they can reprint based on whatever they have holding. onto. Right? That's why they can manipulate the price action. All right. All right. What else can I change in here? Another thing that I can change or I can manipulate, it is my stop loss. Basically saying how much of that 3%, in case I jump in with a full 3%, I will be willing to lose. For me, it is 1.5% what I'm willing to lose, which means my stop loss, all right? So let me just clear this up. It's going to be, if my stop loss, it's right here because it's below the resistance, it is at 1865, okay? So my liquidation price on my broker, for me, and this is my strategy, it needs to be double. So my stop loss needs to be an 1897. What leverage does that gives me? It's going to variate every single time. Ask ChatGPT. All right. So let's just say it. Hey, ChatGPT, I am on, I don't know, Bybit. My entry is at 19.11, and I need to know how much leverage to use. So my liquidation of X amount of money, it's at 1897. It's going to give you a leverage factor. So that's where you push your leverage factor, your X amount of leverage. That guarantees you that when you set your stop loss, your liquidation price is twice as low, cutting down your total loss to 1.5. Malik, does that make sense so far? And Buffalo, just be aware if you reach 25% profit and loss and your trade, they will be closed. What? Liquidation is your position. Oh.
Depending on your leverage, yeah.
Yeah. Sure. It's just okay. You can grab calculator because I'm not gonna be there next to you, my friend. Malik, I'm willing to, but I really want you to learn how to do those percentages into numbers yourself because I'm not gonna be able to be there with you when you trade it, right? I know this is just an example, but let's just bring this up for. Let's just grab.
I can show you an easy way of doing it too, if you want.
Yeah, go ahead
Very
for
easy. So whatever your account is, right? So let's look here. So that's very simple, right? Sharing my trading screen here, okay? Whatever your account is. So let's say we're trading whatever fart coin. I don't know. Let's go over to our favorite coin here, XRP. Okay?
Let's go. I knew it.
So we're on XRP here, right? This is your account. Let's say I have $1,000 in this account. So I'm gonna go over here, and I have $1,000. Yes, we have 10,000. Who cares? So looking at this here, right? What you're gonna do is you're risking 3%, which is $30, right? So let's say you want to enter here. So you click this button right here. Okay, very simple. Click this button here, and I'll put it over here. Okay, you see that? You click this button here, and it'll put it over here. Okay, whatever exchange you're on, okay?
I don't know if it's me, but I don't see your mouse. I see that everything moving, but I don't see your mouse.
Do you see me here?
Guys, can you confirm that?
Can you see the mouse? No? No mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, let me try again. Entire screen, maybe. That'll work. Entire screen. Can we see the mouse now?
Yes, we can.
We're good?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, so this is your exchange, right? And let's say you want to put your stop loss. Okay, so you want to enter here, whatever. But you want to put your stop loss. So before you enter a trade, you must understand where's your invalidation. So stop loss under here, right? Okay, that's where we want to put a stop loss. We want to enter, put our stop loss under here. So what I will do is I'll write, because I don't trade XRP, so I don't know the percentages. So I'll copy this price, take profit stop loss. You put it in here. That's where your stop loss is going to go. Okay, Now I know I want to risk $30. In my case, I have $10,000 account. So let's say $300, right? So now I can, because I have the entry here, look, I can keep changing it as it moves in here. Now you can also adjust how much it moves in here. So there's a click down button in here, and this will move it a little bit more than normal. So 247, 246. Let's say I want to enter 240, 248.5, 248. So I go 248. Now I have my stop loss in there still. Now I can slide this here, look, and it'll tell me down here my risk. Okay. So I can slide this. Let's say I want to risk $300, right? So I go here, I hit open long. Okay. So once I enter here, that's $300 worth of risk. Make sense? Okay. Let's say I want to enter right. Let's say my stop loss is down below here. Okay. So I will copy this price here, copy price. I will put it in my stop loss here. Let's say this is a swing trade, right? Okay, my entry is right around here. So let's say I want to enter right away. I'll go here, right? My stop loss right there, $250, open long. Okay, so now I know that's $250 worth of risk every single time. That's the simplest way to do it. You don't need to be a mathematician in this. Use the exchange properly, right? Your exchange is like, I'm a carpenter. It's like your hammer. If you can't swing a hammer, you're not going to be able to drive nails, right? So any asset, you go over here. You can go to whatever. Let's go to Ashtray, right? Ashtray, I call it now because it's absolute garbage. Okay, I want to enter now, and I want to put my stop loss under here. Right click, copy the price, put take profit, stop loss, paste it in here. Let's say I want to enter right here. Boom. Okay, I want to risk $300. Let's go up to $300. $300. There it is. Open long. All right, there. I'm in a trade. Look, I'm rich, guys. I'm rich, but I'm risking $300. Okay, immediately, instant risk management. I'll close that. Okay, I just lost money for you guys. See, but this is the thing. Okay, is that you got to get good with your exchange. Depending on what you're trading, how you're trading it, you should always, when you have a trade set up on anything that you're trading, okay? Look at me on Solana here. Okay, I got long off the wick test here off Solana. My stop loss was below the slow. I'm looking to come up to my sell wall here. I put take profit 1, take profit 2. Okay. Now it's just running, right? And you guys seen I'm in that Solana trade right now as we're speaking, right? You can go over here. You can see my Solana trade, right? Here's my entry. Stop loss is at entry. My stop loss was originally down here, right? Now it's here, right? We're printing, baby. We're making money, right? Now I just let it run, and it can go anywhere it wants. I've taken 3/4 of this out. I don't give two smacks, right? Same with Bitcoin. I entered on the balloon dog here, right? I've taken most of my profit. I've realized whatever, 600 here, letting it go, right? Valhalla, who gives a, right? And then I go back to my chart. But I knew where I was wrong. When I entered this trade, I knew that my stop loss was below this low here. I had a balloon dog pattern. I was taking the low of the, you know the beautiful Schnauzer dog, that beard? It's my favorite place on the balloon dog, man. The balloon dog's little beard, you know? You get the little beard here. You get a confirmation candle, doji, and golfing. Boom, off we go, right? Easy money. Take profit 1, take profit 2, and then let the runner go. Okay, so the trade setup's done automatically, but I know how to manage the risk because I go in here, I set up my trade, right? I have my whatever. This is 500 to make 1500, right? Right? Leave the runner. I've already made 7. We'll see where this goes, right? So I know where my risk is. So therefore, when I go into the trade, right, and I go to enter a trade position here, I know how to enter this thing here. I know that if I wanted to get long again here, let's say this was my invalidation, I would copy this price. And you can go and type this price. I find it easier to copy it. Okay? But look at this. It's 112,000. So I go in here. I go to stop loss. I go 112,000. If you want to do it manually, I want to risk whatever, right? $300. There's $300. I enter the trade. Very simple. That's the easiest way to do it. I've not found another way to do it. If your account's at $1,000 and you're risking $30 to make $90, it's the same thing. You slide this thing over, depending on your leverage, and you risk 1% per trade. Okay, that's the simplest way. Does that make sense? Magic, isn't it? Magic.
Something that I want to mention,
Still,
it is just a different pattern that we're following. Alex did never change his leverage, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Although I like to change the leverage. It's a little bit more complex, but it's just a different way to cook the same meat.
Because you're complicated, bro.
I know.
Architect, carpenter. Here you go. Here's the way to do it like an architect. Okay, everyone.
Take your ruler, take your pencils out. There you go, your special paper,
Your tracing paper.
your tracing
With your-
paper, absolutely.
With your 5 different types of erasers. Your little thing that so you can erase specific lines. You know the little, the eraser guide.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I'm currently at 100x on lots. What on lots of Friday trade. All right, so 100x that give you a liquidation price. As long as your stop loss it's above your liquidation price and you trust it, I would say you're fine. And if you're in profits, you're doing it right, Malik. So lots of Friday trades. All right, so I'm guessing longs, isn't it? Also, remember to start scaling down your trades as we go higher. The higher that we go, the greater the risk. Something important that I do, let's go to my chart really quickly. And all right, let's go here. It is, let's for example take into, let's think that this was our entry. BDC long position in here, right? And then we aim for this area. As I go high, I take for example 50% out. Then 50% off of whatever is left, right? So that is 50% out of the whole position, 25% out of the whole position. If you want numbers, like for example, let's just say that we have a, I don't know, $100 in this trade, 50% out will be $50. 50% out will be $25. All right. And that's it. The rest, the last 25%, I leave it in. And then when it rings in here, when I start doing it, just moving my stop higher. And that's it. I just don't take it. And then if it keeps going higher, I keep moving my stop higher, protecting the retracement with support and resistance. So my stop dot will always be below a support and resistance. So that way, I keep just pushing higher, 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 but I already have taken the bulk of my profits in here, so I don't round trip. Because the worst case scenario for me is round tripping.
You love round trip, bro. Especially when you buy the top.
Oh, absolutely. Buying the top and still making money in it. Probably that Binance are not allowed changing the leverage makes it Bybit, Binance, Wix, and almost everyone else down to, yeah, but you can take your profits, don't you? You can take profits 50% out, then another 50% out. You still have 25% in, and then you just move your stop to entry, let it run. Yeah, but do you know what's gonna be the all-time highs on Bitcoin? I don't. That's why talking about all-time highs does require in position. That's why it requires to be talking about profits. Because I don't know. I mean, plain and simple, I don't know what's going to be the all-time highs. I just don't. I have my theories and I keep adjusting it as we go. But nobody knows.
Don't you have that crystal ball in Mexico?
I have crystal balls. I don't know if that is the same thing. Oh man. the oracle, right? So let me give you an
Yes.
example in
Okay.
here. Let's go to the daily. Let's clear this up, right? And let's go for the worst case scenario, Malik, right? Because thinking that things would always go the way that we expect might get you in trouble. And I'm telling you out of experience, all right? So let's just say that you bought, I don't know, you bought fantastic in here. Perfect. You go up, you're 100x, 100x. Perfect. You're a millionaire. But then right here, you're breaking the structure lower, low, and lower, high, right? But you also have a lower, low, lower, high, right? You also have lower, low, lower, high, right? So, how do you know this is it? You don't until, in my case, I start breaking below the dynamic reactor. And right here is where you start looking at that. What happened on your entry? You round trip it, and that was not the top. Would that make sense? Like, for example, it would have been much better for your wallet, talking money, long position, 100x, if you like 100x, and you take 50% out, I know 50% out, and leave and you move your stop to entry, that's it. And then as you keep going higher, you push your thing a little bit higher to the next crazy support. And then you move higher, and then you move your thing a little bit higher to the next crazy support. And then when it comes back down to stop you out, that's fine. You can think of re-enter or wait to see if you go lower, right? I mean, remember that everybody here, was buying because we were supposed to go to what? What was it? The target 120 at that point? Yeah, right? And then
Yeah.
at 100x, taking below this, taking below that, taking below here, taking below that. Come on. That was a pretty hefty loss, isn't it? And then, right? And then it ramps up. So far, I believe that we are on this stripping here. We haven't had this. My question is your 100x trade is gonna hold this, and do you really want to round trip it? That's up to you. If the answer is yes, perfect, and you want to go for it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I just think that the most efficient way is take money as you go, and then you have more money to push back in. At the end of it all, you are making money, right? But yeah, it does make sense. But those trades are for swings. I have other exchanges for scalp. Yeah, whatever. I mean, that's what I'm telling
Good.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, completely fine.
Magic.
Yeah, exactly. Just think of this. All right? And ask yourself. Everybody has a different setup. And I do the same thing that you do. I do have my swing trading, and my swing trading does 3% at a time. All right, just so you know. 3% at a time, move my stop. 3% at a time, move my stop, right? Sorry, 5% at a time, swing trades. And then the rest goes from 1 to 3%. Let's go. Look at those. Fantastic. They looks great. All right, so we already had our overtime. Alex, do you have anything left for other people?
Yeah, this looking good. Bottoming structure. Let's see if it does continue. Don't get overexcited. Jerome Powell's speaking, I think, in like 10 minutes. So be prepared for that. Practice good risk management, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody, and thanks for covering OC. Sorry I was late.
My friend, you're never late. I just was early. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for jumping in, and my pleasure, guys, and see you guys tomorrow as always.